let's get at this, okay? Why is entertainment why does it factor in to these guys? Maybe we could say people like entertainment, don't they? Right? It's like a basic human desire. Even any culture, right? Any socioeconomic status, they all crave entertainment. Okay? So that's something which has you could say, a broad appeal, I suppose. Okay? Pock, will you tell us yours?
It's free.
Okay, I'm gonna say free/cheap. Because it's not all free, but also I want to get at something else. What's free? Like, what do you mean is free?
You don't have to pay for it.
Okay, so that's sort of a subset of this, isn't it? Do you agree? Like, it's economically accessible. Okay, but there's a flip side to that as well. It's free for the consumers, but who are the other people who make this machine work? Not just the consumers. Where do all these videos come from? All the creators and producers, right? Which is why I said cheap. Now, let's just consider this. Actually, I'm going to ask you to research this later. But just give me some estimates. How much do you think it costs to make, let's say, a feature film? A feature film. One you'd go to the cinemas to watch. Well, what's a ballpark? What do you think is the least it could cost, the cheapest? What do you think? $1 million to get into box office? Do you think?
Oh, box office.
Sorry, to get into like to actually be a mainstream movie that could get worldwide distribution. That's the thing I'm getting at. Ricky, what do you reckon? 8 million? I reckon it's sort of in the close to 10. Okay, because I think 1 million is sort of like indie films, right? And it depends on how many locations you go to, that kind of thing. Oh, I'm serious. I don't think a $1 million film, unless it was made by someone very exceptional, could get worldwide distribution. Okay. All right, now, $8 million-ish. What's our upper ceiling, do you think? What's the most expensive movie we know about? Come in. Avatar, Avatars and Titanics. What's that James Cameron guy? He's just spending money everywhere. I need gold-plated cameras, you know? What do you think? How high does it go? Hundreds of millions, do you think? I'm pretty sure, like, the amount of CG, the actor, just hiring the actors, like, costs millions of dollars, right? Okay, now, let's just compare that. What's it cost to make a video on YouTube? Now, I'm not going to say it's free, because it's not, because you need a few things. Can we get to numbers? What do you need to make a video on YouTube?
Camera.
Need a camera. How much?
100.
100? Is 100 reasonable? Yeah, let's go. We said before, lower limit was 8 million. So let's be a little adventurous. What's a decent camera? 500, I think that's pretty good. Okay, what else do you need? You need some people, okay? Subject matter. So maybe let's call it, now this is kind of weird, right? Because what if it's just you? You could do a lot of stuff just on your own, right? And what are you going to, I'm charging myself, wait a second, okay? So, this is a question mark. It really depends on what kind of stuff you're making. Do you need anything else apart from the camera? You might kind of need the internet. How much does that cost?
It depends on your plan.
Yeah, I mean, how much in a year, say? What's a mid-range plan? 1,000? What's that? That's like, it's like 500. I reckon you get less than that, even if it quite, let's call it another 500. Okay, so you're looking at $1,000 plus, depending on how many people you're interested in and how much time it takes you, right? And here, do you get what I was talking about before? Worldwide distribution. People in any country can see that. Right? Isn't that astonishing? Can you get that? Right? Which is why, let's go there now, shall we? Okay, now, admittedly, if you just have a look at this front page, right, a lot of it is produced by professional people, right? And for a good reason, look, I didn't even plan that. For a good reason, music videos are, at least if you measure by views, they're the dominant, how should we say, the dominant species on YouTube, right? Why? Why is it music videos? How many times do you watch a music video? You're like, I've watched it, done. I don't need to watch this anymore. I've seen all the things I need to. You don't do that. You put it on repeat, don't you? If you really like it. Or at least if it's a new song and you're kind of interested, you listen to it a few times. That's just one of you, right? And that's how they get to, oh, it doesn't show views here. That's how they get to hundreds of millions of views, okay? And you also have Justin Bieber fans playing replay over and over again, so you can get, anyway. Now, but other stuff on here, okay, let's have a look at, for example, one of my favorites. I want the channel. Okay, here we go. Okay, look at this. Get this, okay? Almost 500,000 subscribers. What? Stop. No, what are you doing? That wasn't the intended effect. Almost 500,000, and I'm going to call them regular viewers. That's what they'd be for a TV show, right? This many million views, and this just started from a couple of brothers. And they can shoot, and they've got some rooms which they set up for it, right? And they've got this worldwide audience, right? It's astonishing, okay? So when we say, let's come back to here. When we say free/cheap, it's really both ways, okay? And that's huge, not to be underestimated. Possibly the biggest one. Possibly the biggest reason, okay? Yeah, let's get rid of that self-play. Okay. Now, these two parts I would like you to do on your own, mainly because I want you all to pick different ones, okay? I'd like you to select 3 sites, so you can pick from this list that we came up with, if you like, or if you find another one that you think is interesting and different, go for it, okay? Pick 3 of them, any 3, and then I'd like you to contrast the sites. How are they different? Why is it that, one hasn't been totally destroyed by the other? There's got to be some kind of distinction between them. And don't just think about features. Think about the social aspect. Think about what kind of people use this versus the people who use this versus, well, I think we know the people who use those, right? Okay. Compare and contrast them, okay? And lastly, I want you to describe, for this whole category of online multimedia story and streaming, what are the benefits, the result from this? We've talked about a few of them already, but we've only alluded to most of them, okay? So what kind of benefits, this is a social and ethical issue, right? Come for the producers, come for the consumers, and if you want, you can even look at the companies. People like, say, Machinima, right? That's a big channel on YouTube. That's a real company, right? It's not just a bunch of guys sitting around and like, hey, this is a big cool idea. So companies now increasingly are investing in YouTube, and YouTube wants it, okay? So tell me about the benefits. That's enough.